Hey guys, and welcome back to the NBA 2K18 Jazz MyGM. Today we are going to simulate another chunk of the season. In our last game, we crushed the Cavs 133-99 off of major games from Mirko and Donovan Mitchell. First of all, be sure to subscribe for more Utah Jazz MyGM. And looking at the conference standings, we are currently barely above the Warriors. The Clippers are actually somewhat in the fray. And all the way down at the bottom are the Houston Rockets. Chris Paul seems to be injured, and James Harden has not played well. They're currently 1-6. Dallas also at the bottom, and of course the Knicks, even with Kristaps in a lineup of all 80 overalls, still not doing very good in the East. Now, we are going to simulate up to the Boston Celtics game today, and we're going to play that one. Jackson Baldwin and DeAndre Ayton leading the Hawks right now 5-2, tied at the top of the Eastern Conference along with the Hornets. So there are a lot of deep threats in the league right now, and we're going to have to keep our eye on them if we're going to advance through this season. So, as I said, we're going up to Boston on the 12th. We're going to play at the Garden. Looking at the roster, they have a very dynamic team. Jaylen Brown up to an 85, Tatum up to an 87. He will probably be back by the time we play them, and they've got 80s so deep into their roster, it is ridiculous. But we're going to simulate a little bit. We're going to go to that Boston game, and I will bring you guys back with more continual updates as we simulate through this part of the season. So guys, after simulating 5 more games, we are now 11-1. After that Cavs game, we were able to pick up 5 straight wins against Philly, the Nuggets, the Clippers, the Trailblazers, and the Lakers. Looking at the standings right now, we are still barely ahead of the Warriors with their 490 overalls and a deep bench, including our former player, Tony Allen. But we are still barely ahead of the Warriors in the Western Conference standings right now. Only a game ahead of them, as we are currently dominating on both ends of the court. Currently on a 9-game win streak. And we need to continue this. So, going over the stats really quick. Donovan Mitchell and Mirko, of course, are crushing it for us right now. Bradley putting in some work as well. And Luka, the rookie, averaging 12 and 6. Now, versus Philadelphia, Petrovic went off with 24 and 8. Donovan Mitchell with a nice game as well. Versus the Nuggets, Gary Harris did pretty well. And we had a great bench performance of Seth Curry putting up great numbers, John Collins improving his shooting for this game, and great overall bench reduction. And this one, Donovan Mitchell went off again. Crazy scoring night for him. Petrovic struggled a little bit, but Luka came back and put up 15 in 19 minutes. A crushing blow to the Portland Trail Blazers, Michael Porter Jr. on the Trail Blazers. Donovan Mitchell went off in this game. Petrovic went off in this game along with Donovan Mitchell. Then against the Lakers, Donovan Mitchell, Petrovic, and Bradley Beal putting up great numbers. They are really leading this team. So, we're going to go through the rest, and I'm going to see you guys back with some more recaps of our simulated games. So guys, going through the next couple games, we finally lose to the Houston Rockets. If any team I would like to lose, it had to be them. James Harden went off. Clint Capella, some bad shooting on our parts, but previous to that, versus the Pelicans, Mirko had a great scoring balance. Were able to take care of the Pelicans. Donovan Mitchell struggled, but everybody kept up. Mirko went off. Big 22, 7, and a couple steals. Versus the Mavericks, another major performance by Donovan Mitchell with 42, 16 of 18 from the field. So dynamic and such a all-around great scorer. But you look at that, we are 1 game behind Golden State. We're currently both 0 games back, as we technically have the same record. They're 15-3, we're 14-2, but their percentage actually is lower than ours. So I guess that's just 2K messing up. But we're going to continue on to Boston. I'm hoping that by that time we will reach our 20 wins, hopefully 21-2 if we win out until Boston on December 12th. I'm hoping that this lineup can stay healthy. That is the biggest bug that we've had with all of our series, not only this, but with the Boston Celtics. So, guys, I'll bring you guys back for a recap before Boston. So, we end up 19-4 on our way to Boston. We are currently only a half game back. We lost to some teams we really shouldn't have, but starting out with the wins, going up against Phoenix, a nice 15-point victory against them. Luka, 20 points, 4 assists, great overall production. Quinn Cook providing some scoring. Donovan Mitchell, Petrovic with a double-double. Against the Pelicans, Donovan Mitchell with 31, Petrovic with a nice double-double. Seth Curry putting in some scoring as well, but Luka really struggled. Our loss to the Hawks, Jackson Baldwin proved too much. 4 steals, 2 blocks for him. The shooting was not good. Seth Curry really struggled from the field. And, of course, what do you know? Bradley Beal out for 4 to 6 months with a broken vertebrae. We cannot get past anything without having a major injury. Looking at the schedule, I'm hoping he's on the early part of that and that he'll be back for the start of the playoffs. So hopefully he recovers until then. But we're going to have to suffice with the players we have now. The Thunder, we took a close victory. Petrovic with 24 and 12. John Collins with 20. A loss to the Mavericks, which was very surprising. The shooting was not that bad, but whoever Luther Oakley is completely destroyed us. I have no clue who that is, but... And then finally, a solid team win over the Timberwolves. So now we're going to be going up against Boston. So I will see you guys in Boston at the TD Garden. Hey guys, since my commentary actually got corrupted, it got that robot sound effect to it again. I decided instead of trying to re-record every single piece of commentary that we talk about the NBA playoffs. Right now, it's currently the 5th of May. The Celtics and the 76ers are currently playing. It's tied up in Game 3. And it's honestly just unbelievable that players like Tatum and Terry Rozier and Marcus Morris are viable to possibly take care of Philadelphia in 5 games and go to the conference finals. It is honestly incredible that this group of role players is taking down arguably the team of the future in the NBA. I mean, you got Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, you have young, great shooters around like Ilyasova, Redick, and Marco Bellinelli. It's just incredible that Brad Stevens is able to raise the level of play of his players by this much, to be able to compete with the stars of the league like Embiid. Aaron Baines has been playing Embiid, and you haven't seen crazy stat lines from him either. It's just honestly incredible to see that series. If Boston wins this game tonight, if they win within the next probably hour and take a 3-0 lead, there is no question to me that the Boston Celtics will be the number 1 team in the East next season. If Brad Stevens was able to do that, do the beginning of the season without Gordon Hayward, to go on the run that they did, start off, 16-1, and then to do this in the playoffs without Kyrie, without Tice, who is a good role player, without Gordon Hayward, it will honestly be a feat to get to the conference finals, where they're probably going to get beat by LeBron, but still, to make it to the conference finals with this group, where the best player is Al Horford, that's an incredible accomplishment for Boston. Now, getting into the other Eastern Conference matchup, Lebronto, as they say. Toronto, I thought they were going to beat LeBron. Clearly, I was wrong in that prediction. I should have never bet against LeBron. I've learned that's probably the dumbest thing you could do in the NBA. But Toronto just seems like they were so hyped coming into the playoffs. They're the number one seed and everything. They just did not pull through as usual. They cannot get anything going in the playoffs. And I really don't know why. I guess Kyle Lowry and DeRozan just do not have the clutch gene that other players that have reached the pinnacle, that have reached the conference finals have. They have the bench squad that's everybody raves about it, but they're down 3-0 against LeBron. Or they will be down 3-0. I forgot if they're in game 2 or 3. But they're going to get either swept or they're going to lose in 5. And then what do you do from there? They were supposed to be the team of the East this season, probably to meet LeBron or Philadelphia and vie for a chance to get to the NBA Finals. But they're not even going to make it out of the second round with a first seed team. So you gotta say, what else do they need to do? Is LeBron just going to control the East until he retires? I mean, he's 33 years old right now. He's got this is the last year on his player option, so he'll decide to probably go into free agency this upcoming year. Possibly either stay in Cleveland or leave, depending on how the postseason goes. But LeBron's not going to go to the West. And he's going to stay in the East no matter what, most likely. Because he didn't want to have to compete with the Warriors and the Rockets and teams like that on a normal-to-normal basis and not get to the NBA Finals each year. It's just not going to happen. But it's going to be very, very interesting to see if Cleveland and Boston rematch again in the conference finals to see because the Boston Celtics got smoked last year. It was easy to see. They just got completely railed last season against LeBron. But it would be neat to see how much of a fight they put up against the Cavs when they have such a depleted team right now. But that's going to be very interesting to find out what happens. Moving on to the West, the Rockets. Everybody said that, they're a jump shooting team. Jump shooting teams never really win the finals. But look at what they're doing. They're going to probably go to the conference finals and challenge the Warriors, probably beating Utah within the next 1 or 2 games. There's no real way that the Jazz can come back, not if the Rockets keep shooting like this. I mean, even James Harden, Chris Paul have their off nights, but their team is so deep. I mean, Gerald Green coming off the bench, knocking threes down. Ryan Anderson, P.J. Tucker, Ariza, and Eric Gordon. Oh my gosh. If Eric Gordon was in free agency this upcoming year and he plays like the way he plays for the Rockets right now, he would be getting a near max contract. I mean, he is playing absolutely out of his mind. Now, on the other hand, you got Utah, where Donovan Mitchell is clearly one of the best young players in this league. It's probably, I would say, some of the Boston players, Brown, Tatum. You got young players, rookies, Ben Simmons, Embiid, and then you have Donovan Mitchell, who he's averaging 26 points in this year's playoffs as a rookie. I mean, that's just absolutely unheard of. Coming out of college, nobody thought he was going to do anything. I personally thought the Jazz were going to be in the late lottery. They're going to get probably like another 8th to 15th pick. Probably get another young guard to pair with Donovan Mitchell and then try and build something around Rudy Gobert and them. But they have completely turned it around. I got to give a lot of credit to their coach Quinn Snyder as well, because he's really helped in the development of Donovan Mitchell, along with him working with Ricky Rubio. Rudy Gobert, if he can add a little more offense and be able to guard on the perimeter better than he is now, he could easily become one of the best centers in the game. He probably is one of the top centers, but he's not near the top. He's in the discussion, but he's not up there, even probably with Embiid and the best centers in this league. Going to Golden State, they are going to steamroll pretty much whoever they go up against. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Golden State's gonna kill whoever they face, so they're pretty much a lock to go to the NBA Finals. But it's gonna be neat to see what happens, because I know they actually have the team built for the future. They have Steph locked in for multiple years. They have KD locked in for, I believe, another 2 years after this season, or either that or they have him this and then next season. Draymond Green is locked in for a little bit, and Clay, but what happens if Clay or Draymond or either one of them wants to go make a max contract? Because if they go into free agency, if for some odd reason they don't re-sign with Golden State, they will easily get some of the highest contracts in the NBA today. I would love to see what happens. Just to imagine Klay Thompson or Draymond would probably say, but Klay Thompson on a different team, that would just be incredible to see. So looking at the overall matchups, it's clear probably that Cleveland's going to get back to the finals. I mean, if Boston's able to beat Philly, then Cleveland's got an easier road. But if Philly somehow comes back and challenges the Celtics and able to pull it out in 6 or 7 games, then LeBron will definitely have an issue, because no one on the Cavs can match up with Joel Embiid. So they're going to have a lot of trouble dealing with him down low. But LeBron's going to make it back to the finals. I mean, I made my predictions, and they were mine. I'll own them. But I got a lot of stuff wrong, I'll admit it. But going back to Golden State, let's look at the Pelicans real quick. They blew out the Warriors. Rondo with 21 assists. I always feel bad for Rondo because the analytics era ruined Rondo's career. I know that was a video, so I saw that somewhere. But Rondo was the point guard. He was the playmaker for a dynamic championship team in the early Boston Celtics, the 2008 to 2010 Boston Celtics. He was the ball handler, the main defender on the wing, along with Ray Allen, and he got dumped on. He went to a bunch of bad teams, the Mavs, the Kings, and now he's in a situation where he can dish it off to Drew Holiday, to Mirotic. He'll have Boogie and Anthony Davis. He's finally making a resurgence, and I am so happy for him that he's able to get back on the pinnacle. But the Pelicans are challenging Golden State. I mean, they're just not going to walk away empty-handed and not put up a fight. We saw that in Game 3. Wow. At the end of regulation, Philadelphia and Boston are going to an overtime. You know, I'm going to have to... Thank goodness I'm nearly into my commentary here. The game you see in front of you, we're going to take the easy. We're going to take not an easy win, but a close win against Boston. Great games from Mirko Petrovic in this one. Able to take that victory. Very happy with how we performed. But I am actually more interested. Oh, it looks like there was a possible buzzer beater that we need to see if he got it off in time. Wow. Marco Bellinelli just won the game for Philadelphia. So Philadelphia able to steal. Honestly, they just stole a game against Boston. So it's 2-1 Boston. This definitely changes it up. If they're now only down one game, they have the momentum going into Game 2. Oh boy, Boston may be in trouble. I mean, they completely played. Oh, excuse me, I'm wrong. Apparently, Bellinelli, I guess he stepped on the free throw line. I can't believe this, but either way, I'm going to go watch this game. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. I know it's a bit different, but thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.